and Lewis is here. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for being with us in this holy holiday season, a time of light and dark. And it's such an important time to be together in community. Edgewalkers is about people who walk between worlds, and we mean that literally, as Lewis so beautifully shared with us when he talked about near death experiences. And we mean that in functionally, and we mean that in all the different professional ways people walk between the worlds. Mostly our focus is on integrating the spiritual with the everyday actions that we take in our lives and our work. And can be a lonely place to be when you think you're the only one crazy enough to be trying to live a deeply spiritual life in a material world. But when we find each other and share our practices and our beliefs and our stories and our hopes and our fears, I think it gives us greater courage. And that's why we're here, is to support each other on our unique paths, but this shared journey of moving more towards the light. So it's my great pleasure to introduce Patricia Campanile, who is one of the senior associates with Edgewalkers International. And Patricia, I'm going to hand it over to you, and I'll be ready to share screen whenever you tell me to.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, dear Judy. Dr. Judy Neal has been a longtime friend and really trusted and valued colleague for many, many years. And I'm wondering, Judy, if maybe we could mute everybody. Is it possible? I'm just hearing a lot of background noise. If we could possibly, if everybody could mute themselves, I would appreciate that. That would be great. Thank you. Okay. And I really want to thank each one of you for taking the time to be with me today, and Judy and the Edgewalker community. And I'm going to talk about what it is to hold the light for humanity, and also invite all of you to share some of the ways in which you do the same, so that we can support and help one another. So I wrote a blog called Holding the Light for Humanity, for the very same title. And when I was sat down to write this, I thought, what is it that I want to say? And what came through me are a series of statements that I want to start out by reading to kind of center all of us. So Judy's going to do a screen share so we can all look at them, but I'm going to speak them. And I'm going to just invite all of you in your magnificence and in your brilliance, and just in everybody who you are, to just kind of take a moment and just center, take a deep breath, and really bring yourself into your body, into this moment. If you can keep your eyes open if you want to read the screen, or you can keep them closed, and I'm going to read this to you. But I want to kind of all join together in our hearts and in our spirits, in our bodies, in this precious moment on the earth, in this sacred holiday season, and invite you to hold a light for humanity with me. I am holding the light for humanity. I am an edgewalker walking on the leading edge. I am creating the space for awakening. I am intending for the highest good for mankind. I am free from the inside out and the outside in. I am evolutionary consciousness. I am a beacon of light for the world. I am faith, hope, and love. I am innovative and a visionary. I am curious, collaborative, cooperative. I am one with the universe. I am higher intelligence. I am a divine expression of source. I am a master on a masterful journey. I am manifesting and attracting with ease, grace, and flow. I am trusting and surrendering. I am holding the space for peace on earth. I am choosing joy now. I am positive, optimistic, and aware. I am powerful, brave, and courageous. I am strong in my body and centered in my essence. I am supporting a healthy, sustainable planet. I am compassionate for all species. I am healing, growing, and becoming. I am blessed and grateful. I am expansive and abundant. I am healthy, vibrant, and energized. I am love in action. I am embracing diversity. I am authentic, unique, one of a kind. I am open-hearted and open-minded. I am. Thank you, Judy. So when I read that, I actually feel high after reading that. And what I notice, and what I really want to bring forth today during our time is that we are each so powerful and so necessary and so one of a kind and unique in this amazing planet that we're on. And during the holiday season, as we're entering into a new year, regardless of where we are, what the circumstances are in our lives, what's happening on the planet, what we do in each moment, we're always a choice. And I have noticed lately with all of the change and transformation and chaos and possibility that is going on around us and within us, that how we choose to respond and how we consciously choose to show up in the world is something we actually can be proactive about. And I don't like the word control, but it's something we actually can choose to participate in. So when I thought about the Edgewalker Cafe today in the blog, I kept saying to Judy and speaking to a lot of friends that we're saying, well, we're holding the space, we're holding the light for humanity, you know, in spite of what's happening, we're choosing to stay conscious and positive and to use our gifts and to utilize the path that many of us have been on for a good part of our lives to help shift to a new era and a new world. And as Edgewalkers, that is so much a part of our mission, and what we're about is to really help people bridge humanity and bridge the place of where we are into the new reality. And I was featured on a podcast yesterday, and one of the things we were talking about was transition. And sometimes it's difficult to hold the light and see the positive when we're faced with what seem like apparent challenges, both on the outside and on the inside. And it's important to remember that whenever we're shifting into a new era, a new year, a new time, if we want things to shift and evolve and change for the better, it means often letting go of that which doesn't serve us. So part of holding the light and part of visioning the future is we sometimes have to recognize that it is time, or we seem like we're forced or pushed to let go of things that can be challenging and difficult. They've been part of our life. They've been part of our identity. They've been part of our reality. And I believe that we're living in evolutionary times, and that very often light and love bring up everything that is not of light and love. So it looks like, and it feels like, a lot of things are breaking down. A lot of things are falling apart. A lot of things are not working. But I have an intuitive sense, you can take of it what you will, that because so many people are holding the light and are awakening and are choosing to keep their hearts open and do the right thing and live in integrity and be a beacon for others, that everything that is not of the light and of love is coming up to be dismantled and transcended. So it isn't sustainable, so much that has happened on our planet and in our world. But so any breakdown that we might be seeing is actually coming from those of us that are holding the light, or the light and the spirit that is actually coming on the planet. And, you know, I know we all come from different backgrounds, and we have a lot of diversity and belief systems and cultures and religions that are on this call. But I think that we can all agree that deep down, we're all really wanting to have the same thing. We want to live in a harmonious, peaceful planet. We want love in our lives. We want sustainability for all species. We want to be able to embrace diversity and bridge worlds for cultures and our differences, and to have more harmony and respect for one another. And I feel that groups like this and all of you on this call today, I embrace each one of you, those that I know and those that I don't know, that it is an invitation now to take it up, step up to another level that you can access in your heart and your spirit in spite of appearances. It doesn't mean that we live with our head in the sands in denial, but it means that, to quote my dear friend Peter Beamer on the Big Island, I don't believe he's on the call, but I want to acknowledge him. He used to say to me, more than one thing can be true at the same time. And for a long time, I didn't really understand what that meant, but I do now, because there's all kinds of things going on around us everywhere. But we can still hold the light and hold the space for evolution and growth and healing and health and really bridging into a new reality that is part of the new era. And I believe a new year and a time of breakthrough, a time of actually that ultimately could be a time of celebration, even though many of us don't feel like celebrating. So today I'm going to invite you to hold the space, first of all, for yourself, because people can't give what they don't have. So it's important that each of us embraces our own gifts, our own vulnerability, our own talents, any little way, moment by moment, that in any situation we could shift the way we see it, from fear to love, from hopelessness to possibility. Because in each moment, I believe if everybody did that, the world would start to shift. If each one of us opened our hearts to what's possible, instead of looking at what's ending or what's breaking down or what's not working, it's about focusing on what we want, not what we don't want. We are powerful creators, each one of us. We may not always feel that way, but most of the people on the call understand that. But when we co-create with our higher self, with our hearts, with our deep essence of outside of our ego mind and all the fears and concerns we have an incredible opportunity to create the world as we want it to be. We're not at effect, we're at cause. We are the ones that get to create the new reality. And I know it seems like we are a small percentage in the world, and we might be, but light and love are greater than darkness and fear any day. It's a greater, higher energy. So as we hold the light for humanity, hold the light for yourself, for your family, for your community, your neighborhood, for your country, for your city. And then we start bringing that out into the world, because light and love and peace and positive intention create more of it. And we join together that way, just like we're doing this morning. By the way, I'm in Maui, so I want to say aloha, but I say this morning. So wherever you are in the world and whatever time zone you're in, we each have an opportunity to make that choice. And especially at the holiday seasons, it's the season of light, like Judy said, regardless of our religious orientation or our background. It is a season of light. It is a season of love. And I really invite you to open your hearts and bring in an intention for peace, for humanity, and to focus on what's working and what you desire. Because there's one of the universal laws is what you focus on expands. And there's a lot of negativity that we could focus on right now, or challenges. And even though we want to look at that, we can look at it, have compassion, do our active part to make any changes or contribute our gifts, but we can ultimately in each moment choose to focus on a higher